Hmm.
We're in the duck era for sure.
Duck, duck, goose. All right. Well, welcome to episode 55 of Long Lost Pals, our Gold Duck episode. I'm Joey.
I'm Corinne. I'm drinking the extra stout Guinness
The
this evening.
extra gross one is what she's saying. The extra nasty is what they call that. This is episode 55, and for once and for all, this is the last time, I swear, but we're going to change the formatting one more time.
We'll
So
see.
I think, yeah, I think we're going to ride this out for a while at least, though. So when we first started this, I think one of the big purposes was to have a show that was really quick that people could listen to. And I feel like we've morphed more and more into just a regular podcast. And since we're regular people, people don't want to hear us probably talk for 30 minutes at a time. So what we're going to do is kind of tweak an old saying we did, bottom five. And now we're just going to do a weekly bottom five. So Corinne and I will each be able to share the bottom five things that happened the previous week. It can be sports, it can be political, it can be pop culture, it can be a shitty album that came out. It could be something that happens in our personal lives, like maybe, Corinne gets a mean case of road rage or some shit like that. That can be in her bottom five as well. So we're gonna do this as a 10-minute segment. We're gonna, pretty much have a minute for each one of our bottom fives. We'll alternate. But yeah, worst five things that happened in the week. And Corinne, if you're ready, you can kick us off with this brand new rendition of bottom five. What's your five? I know you always get confused on what order we go in.
Yeah. I'm starting with five this time. Number five, I'm going with Chappell Roan being exposed as cosplaying as poor for this entire time that her ass been famous. Yeah, they blew her fucking spot up. Apparently, she comes from a very rich. It's not like upper middle white family. You know, the typical fuck no.
Like I threw white in there.
Generational fucking family owns a compound with a golf course on it and a subdivision with houses and all of this shit. They blew her shit up. I'm sick of this. And I don't even know why. Like, why you had to cosplay? This bitch went to Grammy camp and won a fucking like, bitch, you went to Grammy camp and now you on stage at the Grammy. So I can't believe I'm here. Bitch, you went to camp for this. You probably had this acceptance speech wrote for a fucking 10 years at this point. So yeah, that pissed me off this week.
To be fair, that is a great endorsement for Grammy Camp. I didn't know that was a thing, but look, it worked. Yeah, I just found out Nick Kroll too also comes from like a billionaire. I don't think he says he's like self-made and poor, but random guy who comes from a billionaire company. My number five is a direct quote from Usher in regards to Sean Diddy Combs. It said, "I don't have anything negative to say about Sean Combs because my experience was not what the world has seen. He's been misrepresented." First of all, how you gonna say some crazy shit like this? I didn't realize that Usher had moved in with him at 13 years old, and he said in some interview 10 years ago he saw some wild shit while he was living with them. We don't know what this wild shit is, but I'm sure it's some of the shit that he's accused of. So, like, misrepresented, bitch, there's evidence that he did these things. How are you misrepresented? That's just like saying just because a serial killer didn't kill you, that they're misrepresented. A weird thing to stand on, a weird person to stick up for at this point. Probably why the Biebs had that man hemmed up at that after party. Did you see that shit for Beyonce's after party?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, they were like an altercation. Biebs had that man by the shirt, probably because some messed up shit happened to him. I still have my theory on that, but that is my number five.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of him and J. Cole came out. Yeah, you know, I won't speak bad on Diddy. Man, fuck both of y'all. Y'all are some fucking losers, and this is just more abusers. Not even like abusers protecting abusers, but it's just men caping for other men. And yeah, I'm just sick of it. All right, my number four. I don't know if you peeped this, but now subscriptions are getting tiered into what content you can access. So it's not even just like you got to watch ads. It's like if you don't pay this much, you can't access the shit that's on Netflix. I was trying to watch the new I Know What You Did Last Summer the other night. I went to go watch it on Netflix because that's where the fuck it is. And it was like, oh, you have to pay extra for this. What the fuck are you talking about? This isn't like when you're on Prime and you have to buy HBO, the HBO extension. This is just Netflix locking half of their own fucking content up when you're paying for the whole app. And they just fucking increase their subscriptions. I'm just so fucking sick of streaming. I'm so fucking sick of it, dude.
And we can't get away from it. That's the issue at this point. We're kind of like stuck, and it just becomes more and more. We talk about that ESPN Unlimited bullshit. Like I might never watch wrestling again. Mine is just a spoiler alert. I'm going with the Age of Attraction finale. So there was this couple named Logan and Vanessa. They're 20 years apart in age. That's fine. This show ends up being very low stakes. It's not like one of those shows where at the end you have to get engaged or some shit. You just have to decide if you want to keep the relationship going. Very low stakes. If you have a feeling you might want to do it, you might as well just fucking do it. He's 29. He lives in Dallas, I believe. She like owns a hair salon or some shit in Ohio. They're the worst couple the whole show. So you're like, oh, they're definitely going to break up. A few of those couples decide to keep dating. And it comes to the point he makes it seem like he's breaking up with her. Instead of breaking up with her, he asks for the promise ring back, and then he asks her to marry him. This woman has been engaged 4 times before this. This guy is not ready for commitment. They're the worst couple in the whole show. He's not going to move to Ohio for her hair salon. They'll be broken up by the reunion. What a waste of my time.
Wow, I wish that I had comments on that, but this just sounds like typical reality.
The dumbest shit. Like it's like the couple you see and you're like, oh, y'all shouldn't be together. And instead of just breaking up, they double down and get engaged. But what do I know?
All right, my number three, I am going with Joey. Ask me, actually, take a guess at how much gas is right now in Seattle, Washington.
550.
All right, I ain't putting diesel in my shit. 4.99 for unleaded. That's how much I had to pay to put gas in my shit the other day, fam. And all of this is, of course, related to the fucking war. So that's kind of like just tied into this. I'm sick of the fucking gas prices. This is fucking. It went up $1.
Kamala's gonna raise them.
It went up a fucking $1, bro.
Yep.
That's what my number three is for
Out here, it's 350 for me, which is still more than I want to pay. I had to pay more to gas up my Civic than I've had to in a long time. And now they're about to add a fee to the if you use the post office, they're about to add an 8% fee to deliver because the prices of gas.
For the first time in like ever.
Yep. For the first time in forever. I think that's a Frozen song. I'm going with, for my number three, Trump saying, good, I'm glad he's dead. He can no longer hurt innocent people, in reference to the former FBI director, Robert Mueller. Bitch, I could have sworn that y'all were trying to get people to lose their job and making people lose their job for people saying this same type of shit about Charlie Kirk. Like, technically, he's an employee of the people. He works for us. I mean, he doesn't do a very good job, but I think we should be able to fire this man for doing that type of shit. The hypocrisy is so real. This guy is such a piece of shit. This is a guy that I feel like the former FBI director that was somewhat well respected, but you know what? He was in charge of like probing Trump back in the day or whatever the case may be, but he can do whatever he wants, So there we have that.
Yeah, I'm sick of the fucking hypocrisy of the right of they can say and do whatever the fuck, but as soon as we laugh a little bit about them, it's some oh well that's too far. What the fuck are you talking? Anyways, all right, let me get into my number two. Number two, I'm fucking sick, number one, of everything having a fucking app. I don't need an app for my HSA account. I don't need one. I don't need it. I check it once every 3 months just to see if when I swipe it at the dentist, it's gonna fucking go through.
To get more dead people teeth.
I don't need an app for that, dude. I'm not wasting space on my phone, which leads me to my 2A, which is like all of them who have the websites have like stopped investing effort into keeping them up. So half of them don't even fucking work properly. You hit forget password, you reset your password, you try to log in and it still doesn't fucking work. I'm sick of the shit, bro. I'm so sick. I'm not creating a pass key with my face or my phone. Get out of my shit. I just want to fucking log in. Okay. That's it on www.whateverthefuck.com. I don't want to get an app. I don't want to give you my fucking biometric data to get into this fucking shit. Just make shit easy. Okay. Just fucking make it easy. Went a little long on that.
I was worried that I wasn't, because like we don't have like certain criteria for this. We can just pick whatever we want. And I was worried. I was like, I'm not gonna have a sports moment for this week. And then the Houston Rockets said, hold my beer, or should I say hold my ball, which is something they can't do, which is hold on to the basketball. The Houston Rockets were on ESPN last night. I stayed up past my bedtime. They overcame an 11-point lead late in the game, and they had a chance to win it. I was literally sitting there like an 8-year-old watching a scary movie. I was like hiding behind the pillow because I knew they were going to find some way to blow it. They go into overtime, proceed to build a 13-point lead. But I've learned, friend, don't you smile when you're watching those Houston Rockets. Don't you even smize, because the second you get a little happy, they will take your heart and they will rip it out. They blew the largest lead in overtime history of the NBA. They allow a 15-0 run, and I believe the last 2 minutes and 30 seconds of overtime, they lose to the Minnesota Timberwolves without their best player. What a time to be a Rockets fan. What a time for sports for me, as usual. That's my number two.
15-0 run is crazy. All right, last thing that I want to comment on, kind of related to the war thing, the airport pile up. It's getting I saw the fucking footage from Bush International at Houston. People are sleeping there. There's literally no security lines open. People who got there at like 3 a.m. for their flights at 6 and 7 still miss the flights. I'm like, shit is getting fucking crazy. You know, it's and then honestly, I don't even like flying that much. But now that like flying is this bad, I'm definitely not flying. And I am not a road trip kind of guy. I don't do road trips either. So that means that I'm just gonna stay my ass right the fuck here. And that sucks because I live long distance from a lot of my friends and family. So it's yeah, I'm sick of the fucking airport bullshit, man.
I'm going with something similar, but I'm going specifically ICE agents working in the airports. So first and foremost, airports are already a stressful environment. Why are we going to send the least qualified fucking people in America to do anything to work in the most stressful environment that we have? I keep seeing pictures of these guys wearing bulletproof vests, just hanging out in groups of like five of them, like just eating Auntie Anne's pretzels and drinking Starbucks. Like these fools aren't doing a goddamn thing, literally doing nothing, just sitting there collecting a check. And it was hilarious because when they first said, like, people were like, this is a dumbass idea. And they're like, whose idea was this? Trump was like, oh, it's my idea. So pointing the finger at himself like it was a good one. And it's just like, man, they were
It's
like,
fucked.
hey, at least they know how to check security, like x ray machines. They do it at the border. And then the director was like, oh, actually, we don't know how to do that. So they're literally just there hanging out, getting paid while TSA's not
It's
getting
not
paid
getting paid.
or having to quit their job. ICE, you are the most useless group of people, and you're the last person I want in my airports because you are the least helpful human beings alive. That is my number one. And I'm flying soon. My airport's so small out here, but I'm flying back from hobby in Houston, so hopefully they get it figured out by then and like do something rational for once. But never hold your breath because you'll die in this administration.
Y'all done? That
That
wraps it
wraps
up.
up our first weekly bottom five. That wraps up episode 55. Um, we're gonna get it together. Like we're gonna get it together. This is the first time. We'll see how it goes, but I think this will be the format going forward. We don't want to take too much of your time, but we'll see how it shakes out. I'm Joey.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say she's Corinne. I'm Corinne.
Stay fly. We're out.
That was a weird sign off.